Alrighty then, guys, it is Dokkan time, and today I'll be doing 3 how-to builds for just these 3 free-to-play characters, which will be the STR Champa, the Teq Saonel Pirina, and then, of course, the Physical Hit. JP players will know that Physical Hit is literally the best unit on this group of units, and I'm just gonna dive right in, guys. We're gonna start off with Champa because he is literally the worst, weakest, and crappiest unit. As you will see on the right side of the screen, I didn't even give him equips. Like, I didn't even suggest equips on him because he's just straight up that bad. Just give him he's an STR unit, so give him full crit and then put the rest in dodge, because you're never gonna use him. No, you're never gonna use this unit. This is a terrible free-to-play unit. I haven't been this annoyed with a free-to-play unit since I think the Goten Trunks and Marin card, because that unit was just utterly terrible as well, actually, but is still better than this STR Champa. So let's just kind of go look at them right now. I mean, 200% wise, you got like 3 options here, of which none are meta relevant currently. He is a 66%. A 66% freaking leader skill for Universe 6. He does greatly raise his attack, and then he greatly lowers the enemy's defense. And here is his kit. This is it. There's nothing else. Ki plus 3. Okay. 70% chance of attack plus 300%. 50% chance of attack plus 400%. And then medium chance of attack plus 500%. And then a rare chance of attack plus 600%. And then defense plus 50% per key sphere obtained. And then plus an additional attack and defense plus 200% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres attained. Now, don't get me wrong. He can potentially have some decent number of damage, but he has no defense, basically. He has almost no defense. There's no guard. There's no damage reduction. There's no nothing in here. So he's a pure free-to-play unit that you'd be taking into any free-to-play content that is either against like a physical type, something that's weak against Realm of Gods, that is also a physical type. Maybe an EZA fight you could potentially utilize this Champa for. But otherwise, I mean, his links aren't good. What freaking unit has over 9,000? Like, are we kidding right now with this? I don't even honestly know why they gave him over 9,000, because there's no reason to give him that. Maybe it's a joke or a meme from a manga strip or an anime episode that I just don't remember, because Champa is honestly kind of forgettable at this point. But I mean, he's on a few categories. Yes, he does link well with Beerus's. So I mean, you could try to utilize him with the new Super EZA Beerus. See what you can come up with. But overall, I mean, this is just a terrible unit. He's just garbage. I mean, he is truly just garbage. I mean, look at this defense numbers. 260 with 6 key spheres? 6? You're lucky to get like 10 key spheres, in all honesty. 6 is okay-ish, but like if 260 is your max at 6, I can't imagine what 23 is going to give you. What, 12? If you get 12, oh my gosh, you can get maybe 500k defense, guys. Like, I mean, just like, seriously, what was the point of this? I'm sorry. I just rambled for like almost 4 minutes straight about how terrible Champa is. I apologize. Let's move on. I wasted way too much time on that fool. Let's move on to Saonel. I honestly am having the hardest time pronouncing the name of this unit. I just called them the double Namekians. Also, you can tell on the right side of the screen, I had a really hard time fitting them into the graphic. Anyways, they are a full dodge and additional based unit. And that is pretty much it. You should just go full dodge or full additional straight up for these Namekians. They're not bad. They're not terrible. They're not too bad. You can throw them on a couple different teams. As far as a 200% option goes, they don't really have any options. I don't classify a 17 and 18 tournament of power tournament participant leader as a good leader, especially in this day and age. And I definitely do not consider AGL Kale to be a good leader. I just don't see Universe 6 being a good category, but I mean, they are able to be thrown onto the team. They raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and then they raise allies attack by 30%, which is nice, but at the same time, it's irrelevant unless they're in slot 1. And even if you have them in slot 2, only slot 3 is benefiting from that raising of allies attack. So, I mean, it's a kind of a worthless leaders, it's a worthless super attack effect for them because you're not putting this unit in slot 1. Key +1 attack and defense plus 50% per universe 6 or Namekian category ally on the team, whichever category has more members. Plus an additional attack plus 100% when attacking. Launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super when there's another universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. Recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn when there's another Namekian's category ally. Guards all attacks and all allies attacking when all allies attacking in the same turn. Oh, excuse me. Are Universe 6 or Namekian category characters. So, as you did notice, there is only one part of his passive that is actually different, and that's this launching additional super attack at 70% chance. For whatever reason, they didn't include Namekians in this part of the kit. I don't know why. It literally stops this unit from being usable, in my personal opinion. You can just go ahead and try to be rocking a Universe 6 team if you so wish, but, I mean, yeah, he has Tournament of Power, and he has Warriors of Universe 6, but he's missing out on Cold Judgment, he's missing out on Hero, he's missing out on Namekians, Tough as Nails. I mean, he's missing out on solid defensive links. What does Warriors of Universe 6 even give? 6% defense? And then Tournament of Power is what, 7% defense? Like 14% versus 25% from Hero and freaking 25% again from Cold Judgment. And then a damage reduction and increased defense from Tough as Nails. I'm sorry, but the Universe 6 team is not where you want to be rocking this unit. You want to be rocking this unit on the Namekian team with like Lord Slug and the other Namekians with demonic power throw in. Otherwise, you're not really getting the most bang for your buck with this unit. You get a little bit, you know, you pair them up with the other free-to-play hit, you got a solid, you know, 25% for the Cold Judgment, but you could be getting so much more defense linking him up with the Namekian, like, Nail, because Nail is going to be giving him both Hero and Cold Judgment and Namekians. So, I mean, the defense difference is honestly staggering of what you could be getting. And the other unfortunate thing is, like, being on Lord Slug's team, that's a 170 team. But let's go look at their defense. Their defense that you're never going to really ever acquire, unfortunately. As far as their defense goes, no, it's not a full Universe 6, but thank you, Halvard, for including that. Basically, if you get the ability to have Universe 6 units on the same rotation attacking, you can additional super at a 70% chance. So potentially this unit can triple super because of hidden potential, but the odds are pretty low. So unless you're on a full Universe 6 team, you're basically never going to be doubling almost, unless your hidden potential is just high enough to account for that. But maximum, this unit can get 868k defense. I think you can pump that up just a little bit more if you throw them on a wonky team with like Teq UI. You can maybe get it up a little bit more with depending on the support. Excuse me. Domains could definitely play a key role into this into the future potentially. But otherwise, I'd say yeah, 800k is probably going to be your average on that if you're on a full Universe 6 team. But the thing is, if you're not on a full Universe 6 team, you don't have that 70% chance to additional. So you only have your initial super, and then you have your hidden potential, which means you're never going to get that 800k. You'll be around the 700k range, which is okay-ish, but definitely still not great. And then if your hidden potential doesn't proc, you're only supering one time, which is probably the most average thing that most players are going to experience, is that these guys are just never going to additional. So it's just very unlikely that this will happen. You should assume that they will probably be around the range of 600k defense. It just really depends on who you're linking with, because if you linked this with Nail, which Nail does have Hero and Namekians and Cold Judgment, which would give this a huge boost to defense, I mind you, because the defense difference is like an extra 10% over this 43. So you could be getting a better defense, but on a weaker team, because it'd be on a 170 if you're rocking a demonic power. So I do like them because they do have guard. Guard helps quite a bit for them, but you still cannot really fully utilize them in really hard, difficult content. They are still very good, though. They could tank, if you had full HP and you had above 600k HP, you could tank a 2.5 million super as long as they triple supered. But unfortunately, the likelihood is they're not going to triple super, so I'd say the maximum damage these Namekians can take is about 2 million. You know, after super attacking and hopefully getting a hidden double super from the hidden potential. So they are very good. I think you could utilize them potentially in the future, but as of right now, they're just kind of okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go full additional with them personally and put the rest into dodge. And I might even give them a defense equip. But overall, for the majority of players, you should just give them full dodge or full additional and just be on your way. So, let's just move on to the last unit, which is the best unit, which is Hit. Hit is literally the best unit here. And I don't think there's an argument for it, because he is. It's just because he has the highest defense, he has the best kit, and he can intermingle the best with other teams for the most part. So let's just kind of go over him. So 200% leader wise, you got Teq UI, you got Fizz Rose, you got Topo, and then you got, of course, have Kale. More than likely, you're never going to run this unit other than probably Topo, and then Teq UI. But here's the thing. He is an extreme unit, so actually Teq UI is not a good option, even though he's 200%. He actually fits better on Physical Rose's team, so Physical Rose is actually a better choice. That or Topo is probably the better choices to be rocking this unit on as far as a team goes. Fizz Rose getting some stonks here. He does raise defense for 1 turn, and then he has a 30% chance to stun. Back in defense, 166. Changes intelligence key spheres to rainbow key spheres. So he is a rainbow orb changer, which is very good, by the way. Launches an additional attack that has a 66% chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn with a rainbow key sphere obtained. No problem whatsoever. 50% chance of dodge. Plus an additional attack and defense 166, and chance of evading enemies attack plus 16% when key is 12. So basically super attack, and you got 16% on top of the 50, so you have a 66% chance to dodge. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 66% within the same turn as each attack performed. Very good. Plus an additional chance of evading again, plus 6% within the same turn with each super attack performed. So ideally, this unit actually is kind of better in slot 2 or 3, which you were going to do anyways. This is a very excellent dodge floating unit, I would say. 100% is. And then he also has a counter after evading an attack, which is great. And then he has medium chance of stunning the attacked enemy also in his passive. Just keep in mind that if the passive procs instead of the super attack, it does mean that the enemy would only be stunned for 1 turn. Whereas if the super attack procced, they would be stunned for 2 turns. Some people just don't remember or notice that about it, or don't care. He does have Experience Fires, Cold Judgment, Turn of Power, Shocking Speed, Shattering Limit, which are not terrible links to have. As far as link partner goes, unfortunately, the LR, Hit, and God Goku have not Easy Aid as of the time of writing. Hopefully, in the future, once they do Easy Aid, this will be a very perfect partner, I mind you, and maybe, if we're lucky, the Hit and God Goku will be a slot 1 unit. Kind of doubtful. But still, at least an excellent floating link battery. Otherwise, just kind of randomly has random link partners. This is a unit that you basically just kind of throw off onto slot 3 or slot 2 and use as a dodge tank. Let's just go ahead over his defense. His defense is as follows. He can get to a maximum possible defense of 1,046,000 with support, of course. So when key is 12 or more, and he actually gets additional supers off, then he can get up to 900k, and with support 1 million. Regardless of him having a good solid defense, I would say he still is a dodge or die unit. Obviously, in today's meta, you know, we got 2-3+ million supers coming at us. The good news is that with up to 1 million defense, 700k average defense, he can definitely tank normals if he doesn't dodge them. So I think that's really good. I think he's very good. I just kind of wish he had some better options for teams, as you're not really going to be rocking him on too many teams as of right now, especially right here. I mean, keep in mind, on JP, on the Japanese Dokkan battle, you do have the option of AGL Jiren. And in this case, also with Global, we are about to get Jiren. So that is probably his best 200% team other than Physical Rose, in my personal opinion. So that's pretty much going to be it for the how to build for these characters, everyone. So Hit, once again, is a full dodge and additional character. There's no if and or buts about that. Champa, unfortunately, is just pure trash and garbage. Just give him the full crit. Maybe on a free-to-play fight or something he can be useful, maybe, if you're lucky. Otherwise, he's full dodge. And then with the double Namekians, they're either full additional or full dodge, entirely up to you. At least they have guard to help themselves out. I think they'll be good in the future, in all honesty. I really do have more hope. I do have some hope for these guys because of demonic power becoming a thing. I think they could get a better 200% Namekian leader in the future, hopefully, because of demonic power being a thing now. So I think the stonks for these Namekians will go up in the future, personally. But otherwise, as of right now, at the time of writing in November of 2024, on Global at least, this is the best free-to-play unit for this set of units right here. So, anyways, guys, let me know how you decided to build all three of these units, what teams you're going to be utilizing them on. And yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment if there's any units you want to know on how to build as well that I haven't already done. And I hope you have a good day and a good night.